Thousands of slaves were struggling to push the massive rock, with those in front pulling with ropes. Even with their best efforts, the rock moved very slowly. An overseer sent an old woman to grease the base of the rock. The old woman bent down with difficulty to grease the rock, but as she was about to leave, she discovered her belt was caught under the rock. In this critical moment, she pulled on her belt while urging her companion Lilia to seek help from the soldier. However, the soldier ignored the old woman's plight and continued to order the slaves to push the rock. The situation was extremely dangerous. The old woman was about to be crushed. At that critical moment, the girl Lilia rushed to the rock, shouting for help and telling them to stop. Seeing this, Yushia, who was on the stone wall, immediately slid down the rope to the soldier and punched him to the ground, stopping the rock's movement. The old woman was thus rescued, but Yushia was captured by the soldier. The old woman then told Lilia to quickly go and plead with Moses for mercy. Lilia scrambled to Moses' feet. After she explained the situation, Moses led his soldiers to the place where the slaves were working. When Moses saw the old woman nearly crushed by rocks, he was furious and shouted at the soldiers, "Are you going to sell this old woman alive?" Then Moses, feigning old age, asked the soldiers, "How can you make the elderly do such dangerous work?" The soldier replied, "It's precisely because they are old that it's not a loss if they die. If we don't force them, why would they work as slaves?" Moses angrily said, "Are you butchers or overseers?" At this moment, Joshua, who was nearby, retorted, "We don't work hard because we have no food." Moses looked at Joshua and asked, "Why did you attack the soldier? Do you know that attacking a soldier is a capital offense?" Joshua replied, "I know, but I cannot stand by and watch someone die." Moses then said, "Your courage is commendable, well done," and ordered the soldiers to release him. Just then, Lash arrived in his chariot and asked what had happened. Moses then took the opportunity to say that they needed food and a day's rest. Strangely, this time Lash did not object. The story then mentions the great temple in the Gothic region. Joshua gathered 100 slaves, while Moses personally led the group to the temple's granary. He opened the granary and began distributing grain. The slaves were overjoyed, filling sacks with food and shouting, "Prince Moses is our savior." Meanwhile, Rassi approached Pharaoh, stirring up trouble by saying that the slaves no longer needed a savior. They had Moses, and that he would surely rebel because he was leading the slaves to plunder grain. Upon hearing Rassi's words, Pharaoh became uneasy and decided to personally travel to the Gothic region to see if Moses was truly establishing a new city or rebelling. What happened next?